It's as if I was muted in a box and then told, guess if you're ready. Because normally, just because we've used that song for so long, I can hear each note and go, oh, well, it's now. But the last two are identical. So
Yeah, they're close.
Yep.
Yeah. There might be a small difference.
Yes. Yeah.
If anybody could tell, it's you. But, if you're throwing the cans on in that moment, you got to guess.
I was throwing them on right then, and I saw the look on your face, and I'm like, I think I'm a go. Also, last second Redemption Thursday, because it's a busy time right now. It's a good thing that it's busy like this. You want more news, not less news. You want more things to talk about, not less things to talk about. But everybody's just a lot of action, a lot of stuff, a lot of things to take in. A lot of sources and connections and folks you're talking to. And is that confirmed? You don't know. You're not sure. You feel good about that one. What percentage would you say that is?
Yeah, if you thought the season was over, if you thought speculation season and newsworthy items were over just because football, the final play, has been run on the 2021 season, you're sorely mistaken. There's a lot of things going on this week.
A lot of things.
A lot of balls in the air.
Yeah, a lot of what have yous. A lot of what for. Here we go.
We also have breaking transfer portal news for you.
Yeah, Adrian Martinez is into the transfer portal
you read the
from
comments.
Nebraska. Yeah,
damn it!
Right when I had to pull StreamYard up because that was the other thing I was doing in the last second, was trying to get on StreamYard so that we were connected, and I realized, oh man, look at that. I will tell you, I don't no to both Spencer Rattler and Adrian Martinez. No. Like 3 things I don't want to see. Hey, Bo Nix wants to go to Florida State. Nope. No thanks. Don't want that. Spencer Rattler wants to go to Nope. I'm good. Good with that. Saw enough of Spencer at OU. And Adrian Martinez, oh my God. No. A resounding no.
You don't want to see the Adrian Martinez, Jordan Travis spring practice avaganza?
No.
I was trying to make it a ganza, but yeah.
Extravaganza?
Springaganza?
Let me tell you something. If Adrian Martinez transferred here, and I suppose he could to play year 15.
Don't you put that on us.
No, I don't want to put that on us. But I suppose he could play his 12th season of college football, all of which have been terrible. I would be so sad. I would expect him to show up balding, beer gut, 3 kids, smoker. I mean, it's just been a long time. He has been through a lot, man. Don't want it. So I'm looking through and I'm thinking about the items that would be. Guys, don't you throw that at me. I love that all of you did it. All of you, as soon as I pulled up the chat, hey, there is, the main thing right now, and on a serious note, before I get to Redemption Thursday wagers, there's 2 very serious things happening that everybody's trying to get to the bottom to on the beat. Anybody that covers this team, this program, understands the importance, obviously, this time of year of recruiting. So that's been the main topic, right? It's recruiting for the early signing day in a couple weeks, and everybody knows that. Okay, look, you got to get a lot of help here, and here. You're in the mix for some very important names that are out there that haven't made decisions yet, some of whom are legacies. All of that is true. And so you're constantly trying to find nuggets, kernels of information that lead you to finding answers. But the other thing is, and in truth, I think this is what has been on a lot of people's minds for a long time. It's been something that I've brought up on this show for a long time. It's something that's bothered me for a long time, and that is that Florida State has to give itself the best possible, put itself in the best possible position to succeed. And I felt like we were kind of meandering about in the wilderness there for a while because we did not resolve the situation of athletic director. And AD is of vital importance, and especially now. And so as that situation and listen, it was a matter of when, not if. We knew this was not wild speculation. Coburn was basically tabbed as an interim athletic director, and he was not a man that had ever done it before, and he was in essence brought in at a very difficult time to be a bean counter, and I've talked about that. I mean, that's fine, but that's not who you want now. And it's nothing against him and his time at Florida State and his undying loyalties to Florida State, which are all self-evident.
No, it's a thankless time to be the athletic director of the university. You've got to go through a football program that's not seeing people renew season tickets in COVID. So when you've got to cut the budget and slash the budget, nobody likes you. That's the unfortunate nature of that position. But yes, you're right. As you're trying to move forward, you need somebody with a resume that includes different strengths rather than just looking at a balance sheet.
It's a guy that leads your program. It is all interconnected. That job is of vital importance. There's a reason Southern Cal has been lost in the wilderness until they hired Mike Bone. There's that guy who built Cincinnati. Why is Cincinnati good? That guy comes over to Southern Cal. What did they do? They started hiring real coaches, including a Hall of Fame golf coach who I talked to last night, a guy that won a national championship at Texas A&M. Southern Cal suddenly decides, we want a new golf coach. Well, why? You're going to pay for a guy who's one of the most expensive in the country? Because why? You're serious about stopping sucking. You want to bring in the best of the best across the board. So now what do? You go bring in Lincoln Riley? Well, why does that happen? Because they finally had a real athletic director who's prepared to lead them forward and win across the board. They're invested. Well, you can't do that unless you have a guy, a dude, like a guy that leads an entire program. And Coburn was not going to do that. Wasn't equipped to. He'll disagree with me vehemently. Sure, if he hears this, he's not happy about it. Tough luck. That's the deal. So that's where we're at. And that's why I've been holding my breath for the better part of a year, waiting for this hire. Nobody's universally beloved. It is rare that you're going to hire somebody and everybody goes, that's the one, we got it. There it is. But so my point is it will be contentious. There'll be debate. There'll be people, if you hire this guy, that say we should have hired that guy, they'll say, well, we probably could have got that guy. Did anybody talk to so-and-so? It's always going to happen. There are factions of people fighting for a guy. That is what's going on at the university, and it's what goes on everywhere.
Factions. Good word. Good word. That's always been the case in the booster community. It goes all the way back to Bowden's dismissal. There were different factions.
Well, sure. Yeah. Well, we can go down that path.
No, it's just an example. We can brush right past it and go on. Yeah.
I know
what faction you led from the airwaves.
I made it abundantly clear there was no hiding. I wasn't in the fog. I wasn't like secretly.
To the point when it happened, the day that it happened, Millar got so tired of the phones ringing, he put busy all. He's like, I don't want to deal with this. This is ridiculous. It's over. It's over. Don't call complaining. So he hit busy all.
Yeah, well, look, I get it. Everybody's going to weigh in. Everybody who's passionate about the school, everybody who's passionate about the direction of Florida State football, but all the other programs too. That would be if you're passionate about the school, but just the general direction of your program and having a leader, it all starts there. It's like that guy, whoever that guy is, whoever that athletic director is, his job is to provide the resources and capabilities for his coaches to succeed. Now, those coaches, in turn, it's their job to put those players, to give them the resources and the capabilities to succeed. So it all trickles down. And if you're an athletic director and you have a major disconnect, you got a major problem on your hands. And that's why people leave otherwise seemingly good programs to go to other programs where you go, why would that guy ever leave that job? Well,
but that's what makes this an interesting time, just doing what we do. Because if you had an article on, say, Warchant.com that said something along the lines of, and don't look for this particular article. This is an example, folks. But it says, Marvin Jones Jr., extreme interest in Florida State, overnight surge for the Noles. That's going to get 50 times the amount of clicks as hot board for a new athletic director, right? Like, that's not going to get as many clicks. But these are both critical things. In fact, the athletic director hire is more critical than one player in the class of 2022. That will not be the clicking habits.
Correct. No.
Of an FSU sports consumer, but what a critical time. You're talking about transfer portal, no particular order. Transfer portal, recruiting class. I don't know. Maybe there's a position coach change or two. Maybe. Right. There might be none. Athletic director change. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. ACC network on Xfinity. It's been a busy week. It's only Thursday.
Well, only Thursday. It's only Thursday is really close to touching Friday. So
I'll feel the way you do in about an hour. The second hour of the Thursday show is always all right. Happy hour soon.
Yeah. Soon enough. It is a busy time, but it's a fun time. It's an exciting time. It's why you're lifting up every rock and listening to every possible decent source that you have, and you're trying to check all the boxes and find out what's what. And we're all doing that at warchant.com. Everybody is doing that. Anybody who's got a credible source that could clue you in on the direction this is going, because it's very important. Another reason it's very important is if you look around, there's evidence that you have an opportunity that you must seize. Florida is not in its best position currently. There are controversies that surround Strickland. Okay, so this is a different deal. Not everybody's pleased with the job he's doing at the University of Florida, the Napier hire aside. Okay, and I like Napier. No guarantee that's going to work. I like what I know about him, but we'll see. We'll see, right? And that's true of most people, but it's especially true when you get kind of outside that very small group that have had the wildly consistent success at the upper crust of the Power Five. And then Miami has been in a state of constant disarray for a very long time, and it appears that it still is. So if you marry that with some overtures around college football from people that I talk to that seem to think there's starting to be a crack in the veneer at Clemson, especially if Venables leaves and some other things that are happening behind the scenes there. If you can get this right, if you can get the right guy to lead us into the future, very, very forward-thinking, aggressive, secures funds, all of those things, gets it, has a vision, you can really make great headway very, very quickly against pivotal rivals.
Well, I think this is also something that might be considered a radical idea to a lot of Florida State fans when you're talking about leading us into the future. And immediately, I think a lot of fans would say, well, yeah, that's what the head coach is going to do. Well, at real universities with real athletic programs, like the whole thing, that are run by an athletic director who has the power. Of course, we're an athletic department of note. We're competing for a lot of national championships, and we are Florida State. I get that. But when you're run like a real athletic department is run, the person who leads the vision is the athletic director. We have been operating with two separate almost cells within the university. Mm-hmm. There is the head of football, which is the head coach, and then there's the athletic director tucked over here doing something else. Not a whole lot of meddling into football, but they're doing something else. Their goals are different. It should be a hierarchy with the athletic director leading the charge.
Without question.
That's what happens at most big-time universities, and it has not happened here since when?
Well,
it wasn't Stan.
I'm certainly going to end up.
It wasn't Randy.
Well, it's Dave Hart is the answer, but the problem is that, I mean, and I want to relitigate this. This is stuff I railed about 15 years ago.
But it's been 15 years is my point.
All of the athletic directors post Dave Hart were puppets. All of them. We could not get a real athletic director in here for a variety of reasons. Chief amongst them, they would have wielded no real power given the way the booster organization ran athletics. So that was, and I'm not knocking that. It worked effectively. We outkicked our coverage for a very long time. So it wasn't a total failure. But it became antiquated, and it became impossible, unless we modernized, to get a real athletic director to even consider this job. Why would you come here without any real power? So people who took that job, I'm sure all of them, and I knew all of them in various capacities, wonderful guys, got along with every one of them. I did. I got along with every one of them. Not that that's the bar. I'm just letting you know I had no personal angst for any of those men. I just knew they were puppets.
Yeah, they
largely knew it too.
They could help with other projects, non-football projects. They could help with that, and some did in a big way, but not with football. And that's why I'm saying it. Yes, I know you don't want to relitigate everything from scratch, but if you're my age and you're an FSU alum, you've only known one way, and it's not the way that most other places operate. This is a bit of a radical concept. If, of course, as you say, they get it right.
Well, the good news is they have a chance to, because the restructuring of the organization has led to viable candidates, real candidates excited about the possibility of being an athletic director at Florida State University for the first time in a long time. They weren't guys that were going to kowtow to the president, although to some degree everybody does. You understand that The great leadership, you know this, of course, is identifying the person you want to lead these programs because they have a set of skills that you value and you've vetted during the interview process, and their resume suggests as much, and you get the hell out of the way. You get the hell out of the way, unless there's something egregious that you need to step in with.
Yeah, it's Dabo's greatest strength as a head coach.
Well, look, there are a lot of reasons. I've done it so many times, but Dabo figured out pretty quickly that he wasn't the Mensa running things over there as far as X's and O's go.
Yeah, he's not drawing it up.
No, what he figured out was I'm a really, really good recruiter. I've got a very specific pitch, and guys will play hard for me. They'll buy into my shtick. So I need to go out and find real coaches who actually know what they're doing and put them in place and let them do that while I do all the other stuff. I used to say that very disparagingly, and the way it came out just now suggests that I still feel that way. That's not true. I've since learned that was an immature way to look at that leadership. Knowing what you don't know is very critical, and then hiring people who fill in the gaps for those things that you don't know, and then getting out of the way and letting them do that while you adhere to your strengths, that is leadership. And he did do that better than I ever thought could. I used to laugh at him because he had to go bring in the best of the best in terms of coordinators. But in truth, that was egoless on his part. It was a way to continue to keep your job, build a program, make a ton of money, and become this thing that he's become now, which is a top 5 coach in college football.
Yeah, he understood the pay cut was the way to go. A lot of coaches would be they look at the dollars and cents of it and they'd be short-sighted. That's got a long-term vision in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Dabo and his way of doing things, but you want somebody who has a long-term vision in mind that understands that sometimes you have to make things worse before they get better, and you got to fundraise the hell out of this thing. That is modern athletics directors 101. Perhaps there were other ways of being an AD back in the day. My uncle was at Georgetown 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Right.
These days, we need buildings, and no, not ones for, research and science. Those are important things, but you know what's more important? A football-only facility. That's what's more important.
Right.
You need more weight rooms. You need more this. You need more that. It's crazy.
You also have to you have to do whatever you can to lure the best of the best if you want to compete at that level. I agree. That's all true. And fundraising is a big, 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 big part of the job. And that's how you get to those things. But you also, I think, have to have a vision and be in line with, let's say you parse that to the coaches you work with on a daily basis, who then in turn do the same for their student athletes. And then we get everybody pulling in the same direction with one vision, one belief, and it's not just, that's not rhetoric. It has to be that way. These people aren't accidentally in positions of leadership. They've shown themselves to be true leaders by having that vision and by not only espousing it, teaching it, and getting people to go along with it, so that you don't have factions. So that you do have a team of people pointing in the same direction.
Yeah, I mean, look at the last 2 head coaches for the football program. One has been consistent in messaging from day one. And there have been times that we don't want to hear it, like 0-4, but the message was consistent.
Well, that's when I
not waver.
You're right, and I get what you're saying, but that's when I wanted to hear it the most. Because otherwise, if it could be fractured that easily, you never believed it yourself, meaning the guy espousing it.
Right.
So
yeah.
I needed to hear it most when we were 0-4. Had he wavered at all, I would have thought, Jesus, another fraud. That's exactly what I would have thought. Redemption Thursday picks coming. Hang in.
Onboarding, payroll, termination. Business owners and managers, these are the processes that take away too much time from what you do best. But what if there was a locally owned, responsive solution that would charge you a fraction of the big national payroll companies? Sound too good to be true? It's not. North Florida Payroll Services is Tallahassee owned for nearly 15 years. And in that time, their prices have never changed. The reason North Florida Payroll Services can do that? Exceptional customer service that constantly evolves with the latest technology. From application to termination, for turnkey service for your payroll and HR services, trust a Tallahassee expert and save yourself time and money. North Florida Payroll Services. Online at northfloridapayroll.com.
Our partners at ISF know you want to do amazing things. You have big ideas and goals for the future. For over 40 years, ISF has focused on solving the future for state government through strategy, process, and technology. As a national management and IT consulting firm, ISF has the expertise to transform strategies, refine processes, and implement solutions to lead you in today's changing environment. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
When you need a plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to have to wait?
Yeah, hey, it's the Millers again. Just calling you about our little plumbing problem.
2 hours?
Hey, we were hoping you can get here soon because the water is getting really bad. I mean, please hurry.
4 hours?
I know you said you were on your way, but, honey, tell the kids to tread water.
8 hours?
Don't worry about us. We're fine.
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service right when you need it. At M&L Plumbing, we listen to our customers, and our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer satisfaction. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing, your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call, 850-575-9393, or visit us online at mndlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
While other gun stores come and go, Red Hills Arms remains Tallahassee's go-to local gun store for all your firearms needs. At Red Hills Arms, they're right on target. Stop by today and get welcomed in like family.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
We ran long, and by long I mean a necessity to talk about the importance of hiring an AD with a vision and connections and fundraising ability and all the good stuff that goes with that. Important conversation. Got it. Now we're going to get into gambling, which is a more fun conversation. Maybe not as important, although it feels like it if you're the one with the bet on the line. But here you go. Here you go. It's a little disjointed today. I think I'm going to have more than this on my personal card this weekend. I'm going to go out with a bang in the college football season, Tom. I'm going to throw it down on a lot of games.
Ooh, all right. How about
also East Tennessee State, baby, going up against Kennesaw. We got a war.
How about a round robin parlay? There you go.
Round robin parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have you seen that on the app?
I have not used that app part of the app. I've used parlays. I've used teasers. I've used all those things. Round robin parlay.
It's
I want you to talk about it in a moment.
It's a doozy.
Here we go. Give me Georgia. Give the 6 to Alabama. Very specifically, here's why. This feels like a position where you, as a shrewd gambler, would actually take Alabama to rise up and create a dynamic in which this becomes a slugfest, a lower scoring game, and they're in it in the fourth quarter in need of just making a play here or there. They've got the better quarterback to do that if they can make that happen. But they've got to get a lead early in order for that to happen, Tom. They're going to have to keep that. They're going to have to stay out in front of it. If they get down and have to come out of what they want to do and really start to have to chuck it around the lot all the time, they're going to have a hard time because they couldn't block Auburn's defensive line. They've had trouble blocking a number of the better defensive lines that they've faced. And you're not going to block Georgia's defensive line. So far, nobody has. Absolutely nobody. And by Alabama standards, this is a subpar offensive line. It's not Bama-esque. They've had injuries in the backfield as well. This is not vintage Alabama. They lost a ton. It finally hurt them. It hurts everybody else in the world, but not Alabama, typically, because of the greatness of their recruiting classes stacked on top of one another. But this is the first time losing immense amounts of talent from last year's national championship team came back to hurt them a little bit. There's a blip. There's a bump in the road for once. It's all relative. They lost one game this year, but they've been in a lot of close games. LSU close, Florida close, Auburn close. I mean, way too many close games this year, which tells you, again, they're not operating at peak efficiency right now. Fun topic is the speculative nature surrounding Nick Saban in the next 2 to 3 years. It's kind of getting interesting. There's a thought that we're getting towards a place where maybe, just maybe, finally, age and the wear and tear that is recruiting at that level and winning at that level with those expectations, which lead to those weird flying off the handle, angry at your fan base press conferences, are getting to him. Let's hope. That's big picture discussion. This is just a bet. I'm taking Georgia -6. All right, how's that? Houston +10.5 against Cincinnati. I've actually run counter to what a lot of the public has been doing the last few weeks with Cincinnati. Cincinnati stumbled under the immense pressure to have an impression on the committee, and they really struggled week to week against the likes of Tulsa and so forth to create distance in their winning margins. And you began to wonder, was it too much? Somewhere along the way, they said, screw it, and figured it out. And I happened to guess exactly when that would be. And I had taken Cincinnati these last 2 weeks to win and win big and cover the lines comfortably. And they did. That's good for me. I'm running against them here because this is it. This is it. You're this close. Houston's a good team. They're getting 10.5. Give me the hook.
Do you think they were distracted a little bit this week, Cincinnati, with the Fickle talk?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, when you're trying to prepare for a big game like this, if you lose a day combined, being distracted and having your head in the clouds instead of prepping, that could be worth how many points?
Yeah, no, I like Houston getting 10.5 here. So at least I do on a redemption Thursday. I'll delve deeper. I think I'm probably going to put that on my real card. Pitt -3 against Wake Forest. And here's the logic behind this. Both great offenses, both good quarterbacks who put up numbers. Who do you trust to get a couple of stops if they have to? Pitt. You don't trust Wake to get a couple of stops.
Who do you trust to make a couple of throws if you need them?
Well, both. I like both quarterbacks to make those throws, though. I really do.
Really?
Against these defenses, I do. This is not – Pitt usually plays good defense. They haven't in the back end of this year. But I think they're good enough to get a couple of stops more than Wake.
Just all this talk, we've been talking about coaching carousels, athletic directors, and now we're talking about the physical football games. Saturday, tomorrow, it starts tomorrow night with the Pac-12. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, well, and this is actually, it's fun that it's good that you brought it up because my point yesterday about the desperation college football finds itself in need of a czar, a commissioner, it really does. It lends itself to what you're pointing out. Why are we just incessantly talking about coaches and not the games, not the players, not the conference championships, because there's nobody who has the best interest of college football in mind that can wrangle this thing and create some parameters where the sport is elevated, the games are elevated. The NFL gets that right. You ever notice that the NFL hiring process is such that you're not allowed to talk to coaches during the season that you want to bring in. You have to wait until after the season before you start that process. So the games become the champions. Like, we focus on the games because ain't nobody talking to nobody that's on that sideline right now. So, let's say the Texans want to make a change and they want to pay an outrageous amount to whomever, Tomlin, whatever, right? Well, they can't talk to him. I mean, they got to wait.
Yeah, that would be something that would be an easy rule to reinstate. would be because your friend Rick Neuheisel was
my buddy.
talking about this.
Yeah.
Your pal.
Oh, he was talking about this today?
He was talking about this, I believe it was yesterday. It's all a blur when you're driving around listening. But how early signing day doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit with the transfer portal, and it doesn't fit with the coaching staff switching. So you should either move the early signing period up before the season begins into August, with the caveat that if a coach changes, you can back out of your deal. So you sign, but if the coach changes jobs or is fired, then you could open it back up. Otherwise, you're in. Or you just put it back in February where it was. And that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
And then you allow for all of these things to take place. So the transfer portal doesn't have to take place concurrent to the signing period. If teams don't want to do it, they can fill up their roster with transfers before they make the deals on signing day. And so therefore a kid who it feels pressure because they're going to pull his offer in December if he doesn't sign on the 15th or the 16th or 17th, he doesn't feel that pressure anymore. He now could go with eyes wide open about what situation he's about to walk into.
Eyes wide open.
That would be a take of a Creed song right there.
That's a terrible one. Terrible song and take. Daryl writes, if I was in Tallahassee, I would take Cincinnati in the 10.5. Well, you're not getting 10.5. You'd be giving me 10.5, Daryl. Cincinnati is the favorite. But just so you know, just to clarify for others who may be looking at that, see the big you take and Jeff takes? No, I'm not trying to be. That sounded bad. I'm just saying that's how that reads. That's how that reads. Okay, so
a couple of stacks fall out of an ATM and listen to this guy. He's just...
I'm going to take Michigan and give the 10.5 to Iowa. Iowa's entire existence under Kirk Ferentz says I'm wrong. I mean,
not necessarily. This is not a night game at home for Iowa.
Yeah,
but they can't play this at Kinnick at night.
They do keep every game within reason. They're always there. And this is funny. I talked to Tom Kakert, who covers Iowa and has for 50 years. Talked to him for the College Sports Book yesterday, I believe it was. Matthew and I talked to him. My first question to him was, when you watch Iowa play football, it would appear over the course of the game the other team is better. And then I wrote, but they don't win. Why is that? Meaning the team that appears to be better every week. Every time you're watching Iowa, you're like, oh, that other team's better. And then you're like, oh, look at that, Iowa won. And he said, well, they play exactly to their identity, and they never, ever, 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 and he's right about this, ever panic. Watch Nebraska prove why they're Nebraska, up 21-0 or whatever the hell it was. Watching that team throw up all over themselves when they began to realize that they could win the game. It's something. It's hard. You know what it was like? And Nebraska did this a lot this year. It's like a guy that finds himself in a position to win a major who knows damn well he has no business being in that position to win this major. But hey, it worked out. And he went through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not believing he was going to win. Footloose and fancy free. Hey, you know what? Made the cut. Great. Oh, look at that. I'm in the top 5. Great.
I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money. Sunday rolls around. Couple guys double number 2. Oh, I pardon him. I'm in the lead. Oh, my God. I could win the major. It's that moment. You've seen it. We've all seen it. It's like, you're like, oh, no, he knows. Oh, no, he knows he can win. And then you get some loose swings. You start to see that faraway look in their eyes. And you got the caddy looking over like, who's this guy? What just happened? I lost my player, and he's trying everything he can to put his arm around him without making it obvious that this guy's about to puke.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Vern on the 7th tee. We go to Trombley.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Right.
He'll have a real hard time.
Well, and I always feel terrible for that guy because that would be me. And I feel awful for him. And it's just like, oh, no, it's all happening. There it is. Grand opening, grand closing. It just happened. But
we go to 11.
And Nebraska did that last Saturday. It was hilarious. They're like, we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. It's 21-9. It's not over. Oh, it's 21-16 on a blocked punt. Guess what's going to happen here? And meanwhile, Scott Frost is going, I know what's going to happen here. Look at these losers. They're going to lose because that's what we do. We lose these games, and we've pissed it all away.
You've got to show them tape of one John Rahm at the Players years ago, teeing off on a Sunday with Tommy Fleetwood. Not exactly the guy that you want to play with if you're looking for a steadying influence on a Sunday. And Rahm shanks his first tee shot. I don't know that you could actually shank one that's a pull, but he did.
Yeah.
And the fear in his eyes after he hit the shot, you go, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same year that he went in the drink on 11 and he got in the fight with his caddy.
That was the best moment ever.
You knew first tee shot of the day. Nope, no chance. But now who was that guy?
Right.
That's why I would show my players. This is you.
Yeah.
The tee
You're
ball
that
on
dude
Sunday.
right there. Yeah.
This is who you could be.
Yeah.
8-4.
You have to be, because this is not tenable for any of us. This constant puking all over yourself is not tenable.
The moment you're living in now is the argument between John and his caddy. That's what we're living right now. That's what's going on in this room.
It was something to behold. Okay, so back to the pick. Michigan minus 10.5 over Iowa. The history and the steadiness and the belief at Iowa tells me this is the wrong pick. Nobody scores more than 24 points against Iowa. Therefore, it's hard to cover a 10.5-point spread. But I don't know how Iowa's going to score. Iowa leads the country in interceptions, 22 of them. They lead the third in the nation in turnover margin, first in Power 5. That does not portend of things to come. It's somewhat lucky. It's not total luck. You can't accidentally lead the nation in creating turnovers. You have to put yourself in a position to benefit from some of those. But man, Michigan doesn't turn the ball over. They've thrown 3 interceptions all year. So what good does your 22 interceptions do? I'm telling you, this turns out to be 21-0 Michigan, 24-3 Michigan, 24-7. That's what have I done with Georgia all year long with those totals?
49-3 under the 55.
That's what I've done all year long. This feels like that. Cal minus 4 against Southern Cal. Southern Cal held a mutiny. They did not want to play this game. Cal fought to get it rescheduled so that they could play it. Cal wins by 38. Give the 4.
I had no idea they were playing. It's a
rescheduled game.
Thank you.
Cal, give the 4 to USC.
Thank you.
That's Southern Cal quite literally didn't want to play the game, and they did not want to practice for the game. They shut the doors to the press this week because they had an insurrection. Players are telling everybody to go to hell.
Well, if I was Lincoln Riley, I would want that game to be played. It's a free press conference. It is.
Yeah. Rock'em Sock'em Robots between Baylor and Oklahoma State. Just a brutal, physical, fun game. Really low key on the interest meter across the country. But I'm going to watch this game because I like how physical this game is going to be. And because of that, I'll take the 5 points with Baylor. They played earlier this year, and Oklahoma State won the game by more than 5. But I just think that Baylor's well coached, and they'll keep it close, and I'll take the 5 there. Finally, here we go, boys and girls. We're going 3-team. 6-point teaser pleaser, baby.
I can feel it all the way down in my plum.
Woo! Let's do this thing. 3-team at plus 160. There it is. There it is. I may even add a 4th on my own card. We'll see. Increase the
I like the first leg of this one. This is a no-brainer to me.
Got the Cowboys down to a pick 'em. You like that?
Yeah.
Desperate team.
I jumped on them before under 6 because
yeah.
you saw the inactives tonight.
Oh,
New
of
Orleans.
course. And plus the Saints.
2 tackles, Kamara not playing.
Yep. No, I jumped on it too. I hit the app and went hit. Yes, I did. I've got the Vikings giving 1 to Detroit. Bet it down 6 point.
I mean, if
right?
you can't.
We call it a day at that point. I'd fire his ass walking off the field if they lose to Detroit.
Sucks anyway.
I'm just telling you, I'd fire him if they lose to Detroit. You don't even don't just get the hell up out of here.
Mr. Pucker.
Yeah. And then finally, Cardinals minus 1.5. I bet that down to against the Bears. Don't you feel good about all these?
Yes. It seems too obvious. So the NFL you're going to hit 1 out of 3.
Well, the team that could screw me with the Cardinals probably.
Or the Vikings. They have one result this year against
Detroit.
I know. I'll find the game where what is this? They played close or outright beat a lot of decent to good teams this year in the NFL. There's one where you go, what
is
were
that?
You doing that weekend? And they've gotten blown out in those circumstances a few times in the Zimmer Cousins, Keenum era.
You can't get blown out against Detroit with no Swift.
Remember when Buffalo was ass 4 or 5 years ago? It was 28-0 in the first half.
Yeah,
that happens.
No Swift in this game for Detroit, by the way. That's the guy that you would lean into, I suppose. I don't know. No. If that happens, hire him. It's over. Silliness. There you go. Those are your Redemption Thursday wagers, as brought to you, you can tell me in a moment, by Metro Deli of Tallahassee. I don't see why not. Go get you some Metro Deli, everybody. Turkey grinder, huh? Eh?
That's not an app for turkeys.
Oh. Yes, sir.
It was the Lions in the first go-round. 19-17 was the final.
Earlier this year.
Oh,
so they're alerted to the fact that they can't sleepwalk. That's an easy cover. Plus, they're desperate. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
Veterans can pick out a free Christmas tree in Tallahassee this weekend. Holidays for Heroes is giving away trees on a first-come, first-served basis at Lake Ella on Saturday. It's the 6th year the organization has been able to give back to veterans in the community, as 65 trees to give away in Tallahassee. All of them were donated by Just Fruits and Exotics in Crawfordville. The Christmas tree giveaway starts at 9 a.m. Saturday, December 4th at the Hooch at Lake Ella. Tallahassee Community College is meeting the needs of its students by making sure no student goes hungry this holiday season. On Wednesday, students were able to shop for any basic necessities that they need, including food and toiletries. Talents Market at TCC provides the items to students for free. They are seeing more students in need this year than compared to the same time last year. Talents Market is there to ensure all TCC students that they don't have to worry about where their next meal will come from. It's free. We're here for you. We're able to provide for every student if they need it. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by McEnmore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at McEnmoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with a high of 74. Winds out of the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows around 52. Daytime highs approaching 76. Tomorrow, a blend of clouds and sun. Dry with temperatures above average Saturday and Sunday, and highs in the mid-70s. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 74.
Let me tell you what T-Spark stands for. It stands for strength, commitment, teamwork, and heart. We don't ever quit until we've got nothing left to give. Our team is unstoppable. Want a guaranteed win? Call T-Spark Enterprises for your next roofing or construction project. We conquer all peaks. TSparkConstruction.com. License number CCC 1331204.
If you weren't the owner of Gordo's and all those wonderful restaurants, Eddie, what would you be doing?
You know, I think I'd want to be I don't know what I'd want to be, a boat captain or a cowboy.
You know how to use a lasso?
No.
You'd have to do that if you were a cowboy.
Yeah, but I've never even been on a horse. It's not my place to be on a horse.
I agree. And the horse thanks you. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
It's Congressman Michael Waltz on the Greg Tish Show.
Good morning, Congressman. How are you doing?
Hey, doing well.
Again, just what you have to go through day in and day out. I don't know how you have hair left, or like Matty Rowe, just completely bald. Hey, sorry.
And the irony of it all, the progressives are the tail wagging the dog. This whole bipartisan White House is a joke. We're just watching them, eat their own.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeffrey Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
That's redundant, but I'm very, very pleased to bring this to you. We mentioned it yesterday on the show. We have solidified, locked in a time for and a date for the JCS bowling tournament that benefits the children of the Guardian ad litem. As this year, we're going to have two charities we're able to help out, two organizations we're able to help out, which I'm really, really, really looking forward to. So it is December the 20th. That is a Monday. Let me get this out there for you. I'm going to reiterate what I said yesterday for those that missed it. We have had the good fortune of partnering with the Guardian ad litem, who reach out and help provide not only support, legal and otherwise, for kids who desperately need our help. Oftentimes, kids that are in the system, kids have less than desirable situations in their home life. It's lacking, to say the least. Sometimes it's downright abusive, to say the worst. So to ensure that they can enjoy Christmas the way that hopefully most all of us got to do as children, they collect gifts and gift cards, oftentimes for the older kids, to ensure that they're going to get something on Christmas. And we've done this now for years, and that is not a pat on the back to us. That's the least we could do with this medium. We have the ability to reach a lot of people with this microphone, and so why would we not want to do that? And it has turned out to be a real fruitful partnership. The kids have done well. You guys have been champions for these kids. And it's the thing that always touches my heart the most. It's the thing that I really look forward to more than anything else. And that includes the actual job. Like being able to help in some capacity orchestrate this is the best. It's the best feeling in the world. Just to know that some of those kids are going to have a measure of normalcy on Christmas. It's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And so we're going to do it again. December the 20th. We didn't get to do it last year because of COVID. We were also in transition. Everything was going on. But now we've locked it in. December the 20th. That's a Monday. If you're going to be in town and you want to participate, it's teams of 4. And in terms of the teams of 4, you have a captain and then 3 people. You'll see it. If you're watching us on Warchant TV right now, you can see, the sign here, the sign-up sheet. Sign up by emailing radio@warchant.com. Sign up by emailing radio@warchant.com with your full team of 4. Please use the subject JCS Bowling. The subject is JCS Bowling in the email. We're not accepting single-player entries at this time. So in the past, we had the ability to do that, where we could take a single and match them with some people. We don't have that ability right now, but it shouldn't be a problem. People love this event and they want to sign up. So I would strongly encourage you to do this today if you're listening to my voice right now or you're watching this. It's not to say you couldn't get in tomorrow or the next day, but it fills up very, very quickly. You have to be available on December the 20th from 7 to 10 p.m. You have to be willing to contribute, whether it is a gift card or it is an actual physical toy for a young boy or girl, right? We would ask that you do this, you bring in, not a used toy, but something new. And it really could be.
The term is unwrapped, but new. So don't put it in wrapping paper, but leave it in the packaging.
Leave it in the packaging, and we'll give you the places in which you can drop it off, including the day of the event if you want to. Just bring it with you. There are a lot of possibilities. We'll do the brick and mortar drop off here at the station on certain days, but there are going to be places around town where we're able to collect gift cards and the like. Those gift cards are very important. I'm not telling you not to get toys, but I am telling you that if you're torn and you don't know what to get, we would prefer you get the gift cards, and I'll tell you why. You've got a lot of different ages for the kids. So it's everything from little kids all the way up to some of the older kids who oftentimes get left out. They don't get thought of as much. I mean, we all see a 5-year-old and we weep for their situation, but 16-year-olds don't elicit the same sort of empathy for whatever reason.
And they should.
And so gift cards allow the people at the Guardian ad litem to go with the kids and the parents of the kids and people like that to choose what they want. So you get a gift card from Target or Walmart or Best Buy or wherever the hell you want, but that's what you do, right? Okay. So we'll tell you more in the coming days, but there are a lot of new listeners to the Jeff Cameron Show since we've come over here with our friends at 93.3 Real Talk Radio. And a lot of you may be driving around going, I want to be part of that. Well, good. We'll be happy to have you. It is always, again, a moment that warms the heart. It makes my entire holiday season, and it certainly, more importantly, makes theirs. So that's the thing, okay? Sign up by emailing radio@warchant.com with your full team of 4. We're only, I think, we have 16 lanes at District 850.
That's correct, yes.
16 lanes, teams of 4. It's all charitable. It's all fun. We're going to bowl like 3 games each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You get 3 games. I believe my dear friends at Gordo's are going to help provide food. The fine folks at District 850, I believe, are also going to chip in with some food. So you're going to get to eat when you go there. But I think maybe more important than that, although food is awesome, especially the food I just alluded to, you get to do something that really helps kids in desperate need. So can't say it enough. And there are a lot of people listening that will have a lot of questions. You can ask us on the chat. We'll get back to you. I'll answer as many of these as I can. You can also, again, reach out and you can call in at times while we're doing the show. I mean, there are ways to reach out to find out.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
We may want to create an email or something here soon on this, because people from out of town may want to say, hey, I want to help out. I can't be there at the event, but I want to help out.
Well, if you want to, then also radio@warchant.com and just, title the email JCS Bowling and say, listen, I'm not entering, but how can I help? Yeah. Yeah. We'll be happy to direct you. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And huge. A phone call. I was just kidding.
It's huge. It's huge. All right. So there it is. Sorry, I took up a huge thread there, but we needed to. Hour number 2 forthcoming. Stay with.
James Ryan Finn from Finn Chiropractic, and the holiday insanity is upon us. It's Halloween, it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it's New Year's, and oh my gosh, Valentine's Day is around the corner. Well, don't wait to Valentine's Day to give yourself some love. Come to Finn Chiropractic. Let us get to the cause of your headaches, neck pain, back pain, numbness, and tingling before the holiday insanity takes its toll. Contact us at finnchiro.com. That's FENNCHIRO.com, because your chiropractor loves you and there's nothing you can do about it.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something and integrity really mattered. Farm Bureau Insurance continues to live by these principles. That's our pledge, and it hasn't changed since the day we got started. You deserve more. You deserve a promise. I'm Andy Cohen with Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. Please call me at 850-671-FARM. That's 671-FARM. From Hurricane Kate to Hurricane Michael, Tallahassee has been through a lot, and we've been right here with you, because helping you is what we do best.
This holiday season, it's more important than ever to show some love to our local businesses when tackling your shopping lists. Real Talk 93.3 and the Office of Economic Vitality want to encourage everyone to think local first before you click that Shop Now button from the Big Box website.
Instead, consider checking out some of our very own local businesses like Lowly and the Bean, packed with unique gifts like home decor, jewelry, women's apparel, and customized gifts for any occasion.
Early's Kitchen, featuring fresh, made from scratch, honest, good food, served family style and packed full of comfort.
Red Eye Coffee, with locally roasted coffee, high-quality teas, hand-blended cocoa, and house-made artisanal chocolates and pastries.
And Trip Drop Fitness, an exciting place for women in Tallahassee to have fun with a rewarding physical workout and feel confident in high-intensity cardio and group fitness classes.
'Tis the season to love your local. Find a full list of participating local businesses to love at oevforbusiness.org.
That's oevforbusiness.org.
At Epps Decorating Center, we're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help with all your painting projects. Benjamin Moore, available at Epps Decorating Center with 2 locations in Tallahassee. Find a store near you and visit eppsdecorating.com. That's eppsdecorating.com.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take-home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. And kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus, happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas Wall, featuring 560 inches of flat-screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
The best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT, Greta, Tallahassee.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. House and Senate leaders announcing they've reached a deal on a bill that would fund the government into mid-February, opening the door for lawmakers to narrowly avoid a shutdown entering this weekend. Details from Bernie Bennett.
The agreement on the new stopgap spending measure set the House on a path to vote before the end of the day, though swift action seemed uncertain in the Senate, where some Republicans have threatened to grind the government to a halt as they protest President Biden's vaccine and testing mandates. Both chambers must pass identical bills by midnight on Friday to avert a shutdown. Lawmakers from both parties have warned that a failure to fund the government could be disruptive, especially at a time when the country is responding to a new, potentially more dangerous variant of the coronavirus. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Health officials say the Omicron variant of the coronavirus has now been found in a Minnesota man. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
The person spoke with the Minnesota Public Health Department investigators and reported traveling to New York City and attending the Anime New York City 2021 convention at the Javits Center from the 19th through the 21st. Any contact tracing, which is imperative and important, would be done through the CDC and public health officials.
Officials in New York say they're working to trace attendees of that convention that was held November 19th through the 21st at the Javits Convention Center. Also at townhall.com, the number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits rose last week, even as the U.S. job market has been rebounding from the recession.
The Labor Department says jobless claims climbed by 28,000 to 220,000 from the previous week's pandemic low of 194,000. The 4-week average of claims fell below 239,000, a pandemic low. Since topping 900,000 in early January, the weekly applications have been falling more or less steadily.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The Dow is ahead 705 points. The Nasdaq up 134. More at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them to cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melbourne, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
This is Kyle, service manager from Barano Heating and Air. Schedule an appointment from your mobile device to learn about our Total Comfort Service Program. With guaranteed same-day service, 15% off necessary repairs, and $25 berry bucks to use towards air filters and other products. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. Any day, anytime, anywhere. Online at baranoac.com.
Florida license CAC 1816-186.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
picking. I don't care about you. I care about your picks. I'm going to leave. I'll get to those momentarily. First, thank you, Patrick. Thanks for contributing to what we do on Warchant TV. Might I ask you to like and subscribe to Warchant TV? Helps us out tremendously. It helps others find the show. It grows what it is we do. And if you like it, it would be a great help if you liked it and subscribed to it, just as an aside. And you would also access all kinds of great programming. Warchant has become the behemoth that covers Florida State athletics.
That was for Patrick, and I guess the behemoth, too.
He writes, I love the show. Been listening for over 10 years. Thank you, guys. No, Patrick, thank you. And there's Tom. Look at you, Tom. I think the next AD is the most important decision this university has ever made. We must select an SEC insider who supports recruiting at all costs and will stop at nothing to get us into the SEC or Big Ten. We agree and disagree. I see where you're going in terms of the weightiness of the decision and why it is a big deal. I think the landscape of college football is going to change so that it would not be a prerequisite that you be in those two conferences. Currently, it would be ideal to be in one of those two conferences if we're talking about the money, and we are. But I think long-term, it won't be a necessity.
I agree with Tom. That should be the focus of the athletic director long-term until it doesn't have to be. So I agree with you both, but in the sense that that should be a goal until it doesn't need to be a goal anymore. And if it needs to be, then we need a plan. We got to keep going. Like you said, make yourself as attractive as possible to be the guy that's first picked when you're playing pickup.
Yeah. Look at this guy. He's tall. He's got skills, good footwork. I'm going to take him because I want to keep playing. I don't want to have to be over here going, I got next. Yeah, I got you. But Florida State's already that team, right? They're that program. They're already that program that's sort of like, well, if we got to expand this thing, who do you want? Well, Florida State. Florida State's kind of, Florida State. Like they're one of those teams.
But it's easier when you're ranked in the top 15 all the damn time.
Well, then you really make yourself an attractive option for those that have to make that decision. Like, where do we go? What do we do? Well, you may not like him, but that dude right there's got game.
We currently live in a world where we don't bat an eyelash for the basketball program to be ranked in the top 25, but we would if football was ranked. Oh my God, breaking news on a Monday. The AP poll has put Florida State in at 22. How about that?
When Florida State operates at peak efficiency, they are an elite football program that could win any conference in America handily. When they're not, they're an also ran in a bad ACC. And we currently are an also ran in a bad ACC. And it's like Tallahassee weather, Tom. That's what Florida State's like. I walked outside and went, damn, man, it's 28 degrees up in this bitch. And then I walked outside later on and went, all right, it's 77. And it was the same day.
Yeah, I'm having our some back doors in the house replaced today to the back deck.
Right. Yep.
And there are two of them, little French door concept, as you homeowners out there might know. Well, with those off all morning,
it's breeze was whipping in.
It's ice cold in there, and that part of the house doesn't get sun until the afternoon, so it's cold out there. Then I walk out the front of the house to the car to drive to the station, and it gets morning and midday sun. Pretty good.
And you went, oh, it's really warmed up.
Hell,
mild.
It's springtime.
I'm overdressed.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's us, man. We're running ice cold or ragingly hot. I would like to find, something a little bit more consistent in that regard. I don't like to go through long stretches of burning heat followed by freezing cold for long stretches. We need to rise up. Got to do better than that. Athletic director will be very, very important. All jokes aside, it's the crux of what I look at day to day. It's what I'm combing. It's what I'm looking for is information that lead us to a name and a why and how and when. It's all of those things. It's coming sooner rather than later. I think most people realize that now. It's happening. And so this is something that's needed to happen. It's what we kind of began the show with, kind of talking about how There's just a lot going on right now.
We've been operating in spite of rather than behind, on the strength of.
Well, there's no doubt about that. It's good though to be in a position to have the opportunity to finally hire an athletic director with teeth who has a vision, and perhaps if you get it right, somebody who can lead you into the next stage where you compete again for national championships and you position yourself moving forward to be a program of great significance. If you get it wrong, if you continue to wallow in the muck, and you enter down towards the path of Miami-dom, where Miami, desperate as it may seem, really an organization that is rudderless and has failed their fans and alumni for the better part of 2 decades. And you don't want to be that. Rudderless is no way to be.
No, sir.
You got no control. I'm just out here adrift. This does not feel good. And that's
going for a ride.
Yeah, just going for a ride. Wagers, here they are right there. I know you say, Jeff, that's a blank sheet. That's not a blank sheet. There you go. Brought to you by our friends at Metro Deli of Tallahassee. Delicious food, great people, local, downtown. Go get you some of that breakfast at the Metro Deli. Why don't you? Huh? Think about that every now and again. Tired with the same old, same old? Maybe you hop in the car and you go, I'm going to go get some Metro Deli breakfast. I don't see why not. Georgia -6 against Alabama. I'm giving. Houston +10.5 versus Cincinnati. I'm taking. Pitt -3 against Wake. I'm giving. Michigan -10.5 against Iowa. I'm giving. Look at you, Harbaugh, making me a believer.
That's what you are. You're a giver.
Sometimes I'm a taker. Like Baylor, I'm taking +5.5 against Oklahoma State. Cal -4 versus USC.
Well, you're what's wrong with our society. We have too many takers. Too many takers.
I was a taker when I worked at the Don Cesar and had to pay the toll.
Oh, well, yes.
I was a taker indeed.
Yeah, pay the toll. Yeah.
I paid the toll.
As you should.
I paid the toll. I watched Twilight Zone again last night, and I'm watching the very first season of Twilight Zone before they even have the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It didn't even exist.
Straight 1950s.
Oh, it's old, like the first pilots, like the old ones. And this one was a man on an ocean liner, a ship, and it's the 1940s, and he's worried. He doesn't know why he's worried, but he gets the sense that as he's traveling with these other people, that it's going to get sunk by a U-boat, that there's going to be a submarine that is going to take it out.
A U-boat. Wow.
Yeah, so he's really concerned.
Sign of the times.
Yeah, and he can't remember why he's on the boat, and the passengers begin to get nervous. And slowly but surely, it's revealed that he was a Nazi, that he had been a captain, a submarine captain, and he was the one who gave orders to sink a ship that didn't have soldiers on it, but rather women and children and goods. And then after doing so, some of the people on the boat said to him, I don't feel so good about this. Like, I don't think that was a good thing to do. Like, I think we just killed a bunch of women and children, and there will be a dear price to pay. And then he said, what are you, a mystic? And he was yelling at his guys. You're like, get over yourself. It's okay. It's war. What should we have done? Well, we should have given them time to get off the boat and alert them to their position and all that. He goes, oh, yeah, I would have done that. And guess what would have happened? The Americans would have came and sunk our ship, you dumbass. This is war. This is what happens. We kill people. And then he said, well, I feel like we're going to be paying our dues for this the rest of our life, because it was the wrong thing to do. And then it turns out that guy who was on the ship was that guy, and that's why he's reliving it every day the rest of his life. So he has to live with the fear that the people felt right before the torpedo hit the boat.
Oh, it's a good thing all the Nazis are gone.
Anyhow, why did I bring that up? It's just interesting. I brought it up for some reason. I can't rember why, but I love the Twilight Zone. Great show.
Givers and takers.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. That's
the ultimate takers, I guess, right?
There was something else in there. I forgot. Good job, Jeff. You're only hosting a show. NFL 3-team 6-point teaser pleaser. I'm hoping we all take together. All of us ride that cover train. So ordinarily, in a 6-point teaser, this is too good. If you're watching on Warchant TV, this is really good.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
So the Cowboys are giving 6 to the Saints tonight in New Orleans, a beat-up, desperate, terrible team right now, quarterback-less team. And so I might even just give the 6, but I don't have to, because in a 6-point teaser pleaser, I can add the 6 and make this an even pick'em Okay, don't mind if I do. I'll take all those points. Minnesota -7 against the lowly Detroit Lions. Still winless as they are. But you know what? I don't want to give all 7 of those points. Nay, I don't want to give them. How about I give you just one? Maybe I'll give you just 1 point instead of 7.
That's the teaser.
There you go. I'm going to give you just 1. And I'll do that. And then finally, we're going to cap it off because this is a 3-team 6-point teaser pleaser. We're going to go Arizona Cardinals -7. Arizona Cardinals -7.5. Check that. But because we're getting 6, I don't have to give all 7.5. Nay, no. How about I give just a point? In other words, just beat the Bears. Just straight up beat the Bears. Don't beat them 28-27, but beat them. Maybe 30-27. Beat the Bears. That's all you got to do. We'll give the 1.5. The 3-team teaser pleaser is Cowboys even, Vikes -1, Cardinals -1.5. You get some great odds with that, kids. Plus money. Let's do this thing. Call me Plus Money Cameron. We're going to dance around and celebrate when we win tonight.
We live in the black when we live with Plus Money Cameron. You don't live in the red here, man.
Oh, it's Plus Money Cameron rolling on in here, baby. Got lots of nicknames. Big Daddy J, Plus Money Cameron. Got the Dales at the red light. Hey, Plus Money Cameron, what's up, buddy? There we go. That's how that works.
But that's the only red you see all week. Plus Money Cameron. The traffic signal.
Oh, that's good. Beat him by 2. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
What do you need tires on? Your car or truck, tractor, or heavy equipment? At Nice Tire and Auto Service, we have tires for all of these needs. And we service your vehicle from air conditioning and computerized alignment to oil changes and everything else under the hood. Call Nice Tire and Auto today at 574-4100. That's 574-4100 for your scheduled maintenance. National accounts welcome at Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, just west of Capitol Circle.
I call Swain Pools and Spas. Now I'm soaking up the fun when I want to.
I call Tallahassee Car Care and they're fixing my car when I want to.
Hey, what are you doing? This is a Swain Pools and Spas commercial.
I'm turning it into a Tallahassee Car Care commercial.
But Swain Pools and Spas is a full-service shop offering sales, renovation, supplies, and more for years.
And Tallahassee Car Care is a full-service shop offering brake and tire service, batteries, oil changes, and more for years.
But people go to Swain Pools for quality and reliability. Nobody knows more about pools and spas, and Swain has new Caldera spas in stock right now.
And people go to Tallahassee Car Care for their 5-star service at great prices, with most maintenance done by their certified technicians while you wait.
You know what? Just look for the big Swain sign on West Tharp Street, because Swain Pools and Tallahassee Car Care are under the same roof. Online at SwainPools.com.
Online at TallahasseeCarCare.com.
Swain Pools and Spas.
Yes, Highway 27 Grill and Barbecue has amazing sandwiches and slow-smoked beef, chicken, and pork. But don't forget the sides, man. Have you tried Kenny's mac and cheese? Make a note. Kenny's cheesy, creamy, gooey mac and cheese will change your life. And that's just one side. Make the trip 1 mile north of Havana to Highway 27 Grill and Barbecue. Get your fill at the grill.
The pandemic has brought challenges for us all, but for parents affected by HIV, it has been even more difficult. After struggling to afford food, rent, utilities, and medical care, buying their children holiday gifts may be an impossible financial burden, but you can change that. Become a holiday angel and help Big Bend Cares create a joyful holiday season for everyone. This year, more than ever, be an angel. A Big Bend Cares holiday angel. Find out how you can help at bigbendcares.org.
If you're worried about your hard-earned dollars becoming worthless or your 401k or IRA losing value, now is the time to move into gold. No, not gold or silver stocks, but real gold and silver you can actually hold in your hands. How do you get real gold and silver? By calling Oxford Gold today at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group will teach you everything you need to know about owning real gold and silver. It's a lot easier than you think. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD to get your free gold and silver investment guide. Put your savings and retirement accounts into something real, like gold and silver. Get your free Oxford Gold Group investment guide today and learn how easy it is to have real gold and silver delivered to your home or how you can have real gold and silver in your retirement account. Don't sit back and watch your savings in a retirement account suffer. Now is the time to make your money work as hard for you as you did for your money. So do this. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, today, 833-600-GOLD. That's 833-600-GOLD.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness. As you take a step towards feeling more alive today, backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout, resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
The Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Is the next head coach there, 35 years old, debut season as the Irish defensive coordinator. He's been elevated to the job following Brian Kelly's peace.
Well, Brian maybe gave people a subliminal warning earlier.
Told everybody
this season.
that's what he was setting that up to do.
Yeah, they just didn't think it would happen, this December.
Met with Notre Dame, did Coach Freeman for a very long time. Made a compelling pitch, according to Bruce Feldman. I don't doubt it. This guy's been a rock star for some time now in his brief coaching career. Played linebacker at Ohio State, was a member of Luke Fickell's Cincinnati staff, and really became, at that time, a very coveted assistant. And went to Notre Dame, beat out LSU, by the way. LSU desperately wanted him, and he went to Notre Dame with Kelly. The Irish weren't good early this year, as we well know, defensively, but they're currently 33rd in FBS and yards per play. They're 11th in scoring defense. They're 13th in turnovers forced. They flipped their season. Whatever was wrong early, they righted.
Well, they lost a lot. Period. I remember doing the prep for the game, and they lost a lot. The trenches, their second level, they had some injuries in camp as well that obviously depleted their reserves a little bit more. And this is a guy I think that's the beneficiary of bad timing. I think if Cincinnati was out of it, they could be playing in a conference championship game like Mike Norvell was a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for the college football playoff, let's say that they were playing for a New Year's Six Bowl, but not the playoff, Fickell probably gets offered the job and takes the job. Like, how could you leave Cincinnati right now, of all times? So I think that's the case. And you've got to get the early signing class nailed down. Also, Tommy Rees agreed to stay on as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So when you have all these pieces, Notre Dame shouldn't lose a ton, I wouldn't think, before the early signing day. This is really smart for them.
I want to circle back to something, and it's amazing. We're not the only ones to ever do it, but we certainly set the tone, and now it is simply commonplace, everybody. What was once unheard of is now, I think, if you're not careful, going to be a thing that happens to you sooner rather than later. And that is what? Getting fired after 2 seasons. Because Steve Adazio just got fired after 2 seasons at Colorado State. And that's how it goes down, my friend.
Giggity, giggity. When can we get him on the phone?
Told you, by the way, when I was taking Nevada last week, who won 52-10 over Colorado State, that the ATM was betting against Colorado State. And it broke my heart every week that I had to do it. And we ran the little GIF there, and it was fun. It was...
Yeah, just ran again.
Yeah. I don't have it up right now, but we ran it, where he tells me to F off, and probably lovingly. He's also probably wanted to say that more than once. But there it is. It's okay. It did not work out. And if you watch the end of the Colorado State game, which game was it where he didn't have the wherewithal to know that you could spike the ball and you didn't have to race out there with your field goal unit, and you did just bizarre craziness that went on and on and on and on. He's 62 years old. He's been a head coach since 2011. It's over. He's getting $3 million. $3 million to go away. I dare say to you, my dear friend Steve Adazio, over a pastry and a bottle of red, that you, sir, should take time to enjoy what remains of your life. By definition, you have less years ahead of you than behind. Go take that money, enjoy the finer things in life. Lord knows you can afford it. Be with family. Get loosey-goosey on a Friday with a good old bottle of red that I know you love. As you once told me, wine is essential. Got it. You like to eat, you like to drink, and you've got money to do both as well as travel. You're more sophisticated than people would think you are. Go enjoy it. You don't need the headaches. Forget about it. Clearly, the game has passed you by. Call it a day, sir.
See, I think that means with the $3 million to do whatever he wants to do, we could get him at a discount for pastries, Pinot, and pigskin.
Wouldn't that be good?
Isn't that the show? Pastries, Pinot,
yeah,
and
you nailed
pigskin.
it. You really nailed it there. For people that are new to the program, don't know, me and Adazio go way back. It started with an interview, an unscheduled interview that I didn't want to do, but was foisted upon me at the ACC kickoff. Now, if you don't know how this works, when you attend the ACC kickoff or the ACC meetings, the first big football event of the year where all of the teams in the ACC come together in Charlotte, and you stay at the hotel, they stay at the hotel, and there is a radio row and there's electronic media. There's all of it, right? And you put requests in. You say, I'd like this player and this coach. I'd like to talk to this player and this coach. And everybody primarily would put in, if they have a market, they want their own team, of course. But they also will then ask for who's ever the creme de la creme at the time, and that has been Clemson, obviously. So, anyhow, you put in these requests, and you're like, I like this guy, and I want this player. Then, oh, by the way, I think here's my angle. I want this story. I don't want that story. And sometimes you get a lot of what you ask for, and other times they give you the bare minimum, and they say, hey, do you mind? We'll fill some of that other allotted time in with somebody else. And so somebody else was Adazio at ass o'clock in the morning after Tom took me out boozing all night.
Right, it's my fault.
And so there we were having a grand old time, as is tradition at the ACC kickoff, walking from establishment to establishment and enjoying ourselves, indulging, perhaps overly indulging. And we came back to the hotel, walked back to the hotel after Tom, I stepped up in that moment. You weren't making the robust salary you're currently making. So I stepped up and was able to buy us plenty of tall beers and delicious food at the late night hour. And we went back to the hotel.
Yeah, for once, you volunteered to go above and beyond. And I don't mean that in like a chintzy way. I'm saying,
I'm not chintzy.
No, you said you were Dangerfield and Caddyshack in the clubhouse. We'll take 2 of those, 3 of those,
yeah,
1 of those.
We were having a big time. Having a big time.
The people were laughing. They're like, okay,
yeah. But we did not want for anything that night, Tom. And so we went back to the hotel, and you went to your room, I went to my room, and we crashed. And the next thing I knew, my alarm went off because they had scheduled this damn interview with Adazio for freaking 8 a.m., the very first and earliest appointment possible. And I didn't even ask for it. But, you know, it's a bad look to turn it down. So Tom had to set up the equipment, which was his job. It wasn't my job to set up the equipment. So it wasn't like I screwed up. But Tom got down there before me. Now, if you know me, you know I am a very big fan of coffee. I'm an especially big fan of coffee after a night in which revelry occurs. And so I needed coffee, and I knew I was going to do this interview. And I got up, and I quickly put together an outfit, if you will, although you should never call it an outfit as a man. And then I raced down, and right there is...
What should it be called? An ensemble?
Jeans and a shirt. But I raced down to make sure I was on time. And right there at the bottom floor, everybody knows that's where the Starbucks sits. And I was like, oh, here we go. All right, I got 4 minutes. I can get me a venti coffee And listen, guys, Starbucks is not my thing. I'm not a huge Starbucks guy. I'm not against it. But I just want you to know I wasn't being snooty. Had there been some other local coffee place, I would have gone there. But I ended up waiting on them because it was near, right there, the stairs. Tom's texting me, are you on the way? Are you on the way? Are you on the way? He has set up the equipment. We're ready to go. Now, what makes him nervous is that he sees Adazio walking towards the table. And Adazio, if you've seen him, is a big, gruff, bald man.
Yeah. Exactly those 3 words.
Yeah. That's
big, gruff, and bald.
And he's not happy to be there at 8 a.m. to sit down and talk to strangers. He doesn't want to be there either.
Nope.
So there he sits. He sits down. He's looking at Tom, and he's thinking to himself, where's your guy? Yeah, I see you got everything set up. Where's the guy?
Right.
Like, meaning that, he knows somebody's going to be interviewing him.
Hello. Am I talking to you this morning?
Yeah.
No.
And then he looks around because he is punctual. So meanwhile, my, what do they call them? People that,
barista.
Yeah. My barista is half stepping. And I'm giving him the desperate look like, man, today ain't the day. You can't be half stepping. Just pour the cup of Joe and hand it to me. Let's ride. I got to do this interview. Now I'm getting desperate without trying to be unreasonable. So I'm sitting there. You're texting. I'm like, hold on, man.
Meanwhile,
I'm getting coffee.
The small talk isn't exactly small.
No,
I
it's not.
tried twice.
He didn't want to hear it. So then you text, you're like, well, he's sitting here staring holes through me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, Tom.
I said, how about that defense last year? It was really good.
He didn't want to.
Yep.
So the barista's taking his sweet time. I'm like, man, pour the coffee. Let's go. I just threw down my money. I didn't even want the change. I had to go. And so he gives me the cup and I'm bustling. Now, I'm ill prepared for the interview. I'm not going to lie. This was unprofessional on my part. I'm ill prepared because I did not ask for Adazio, so I did not do the proper research. Now, I had surface level understanding of what Boston College is because I watched the conference, but I was not prepared for some in-depth deal with Boston College. So as I'm racing towards the table and I see an angry Adazio looking at you,
right.
By the way, keep in mind, I'm not late. I am not late. No, hold on. It's 7:59. I'm almost there. Now, it is turning 8 as I sit down. He looks at me because he knows we're not going to start until after 8. Truly being on time would have been 8 start time. In truth, we started like 8:05.
That's
accurate.
I think that's
more. It's 8:05.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was a little pissed off.
Right.
Now,
he was real quick. There was a side conversation that happened, which was the one positive part. I had a white paper bag with me, white paper bag with a little breakfast in it. And he goes, "Hey, what do you have there? You having a pastry?" Which it's
there's
7:55 in the morning.
Photo.
There it is.
Yeah.
I said, "No, it's a bagel. It's my Northeastern roots. I'm having a bagel." He goes, "Okay." Like he approved of that. Nothing else, no other small talk worked, but he was interested
in the pastry.
By the pastry.
He also was interested, as you can see in the photo there, that came from that local, very famous pastry shop there in Charlotte. That's a big deal. That everybody fawns over that place. I'm not saying that place isn't great. It's just a donut.
It's the epilogue to the story that you're telling. Well, you know, this is I'm giving the end away here, but look at him.
Look, he settled down. Now, that was the following year we got after we had become friends. I had a 4-year run of interviewing Adazio because after this particular rough encounter, we became kind of friends.
This was 2 years later.
Right.
The next year, you had another contentious interview, which you're going to tell the story about the interview.
They were always contentious.
Oh my God.
Always.
I couldn't believe it.
You always enjoyed sitting there and then kind of squirming and being like,
I was McConaughey. I was McConaughey with the first question. I couldn't believe it because we were running behind.
Let me tell you why I asked that question when I came out the box swinging.
Right. Well, we were behind. And so as somebody who's they got the cans on the ears, I'm listening. Matthew, you good back there? We're good. We're recording. I don't think you're going to come out with anything heavy because you're not interested in the interview. And, if we're running behind, maybe it's a little mea culpa. Let's give him a softball.
Yeah.
That's not what you did.
No, I went opposite.
You did. The opposite.
Because I read the room. Here's the deal. I would have offered up that mea culpa. I would have said, I'm so sorry. Might I be the dove? But what happened here was he was furious. And he was staring at me, angry, and he was ready to pounce. And I thought, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that to me. I'm controlling this interview. And I recognized it was about to happen. So I thought, here's what you do. You let it be known. You know what Boston College is. You know where they rank the pantheon of things that matter in this conference. really low towards the very bottom of all things that are ACC football. You're not going to get bullied by this guy. Now, I'll grant you I'm a little late. So I'll back off after this first one. So my head's swimming. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? And I thought fly off the bat with basically, and I'm going to shorten it, what's really possible at that BS school you coach at? That's basically what I asked.
Yes, in so many words.
In so many words.
What is realistically possible to expect at football at Boston College?
That is right. Like what is
and that would be the what?
Yeah.
Did he just
what
ask?
is reasonable to expect, honestly, at Boston College? And the look on his face, well,
his answer, yes, his
he
answer,
stuttered.
Well,
certainly it presents unique challenges. It's a outstanding academic institution. Like he suddenly, I got him on the ropes. And he knew it. So as it turned out, he appreciated that question.
Oh, he did.
He did. He was like, touche.
So here's how intense the interview got, everybody. Within 3 minutes, they're locked in. Now they're in it. They're playing chess.
Oh, we're looking at each other.
Right.
There are no eyes moving around. They're not darting. Nobody's darting.
There's no
right
blinking,
here.
no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The fire alarm goes off in the plaza area.
And we don't even flinch.
No, the interview continues to go. 3/4 of it is useless because in the background, it's
and me and Adazio staring daggers. What's up, baby? I'm right here. I am right here. Where are you going? So back and forth we go. And the best part is the interview ends and he gets up and I'm unsure how he's going to take what just happened. I'm a little unsure how I think what happened just happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, whoa, that was something.
I'm looking somewhere else.
Yeah,
I'm like, looking at my backpack like, oh,
I'm cleaning up the equipment.
I think that converter is down here.
Yeah. It looks like that plug. And so I'm staring there and we both stand up and look at each other and he reaches out and shakes my hand and says, thank you. And I said, well, thank you. Now I ran into him later on and we had a pleasant exchange. He asked me a few questions. I asked him a few questions and that was it. And thus a beautiful friendship was born because the next year we went and I requested Adazio. Now I'm on the request list. Now I'm like, I got to have him. Got him again. Everybody hates this guy. I love him. Got along with him great. He sat across from me. He was almost downright happy to sit across from me the next year.
Hello.
Yeah. And I was on time this time and prepared. But I asked another tough question right out the box because we had established that's how this goes. And he and I kicked it off, had a good time. Everything went well. Adazio and I joking about, talking some football, what it means to be a BC man, the whole deal.
And people really love the idea of the pastries. And so the next time I was back, because I missed the year in between, went to the shop in the morning and I got him the box that you see there. And we said, hey, coach, we got something for you. Don't remember this.
He didn't even know what to think. He did remember once we refreshed his memory. Yeah.
Oh, he goes, oh, yeah. I said, well, we got you. And he goes, you're kidding me. You're kidding me.
I think he was touched.
He was. Look at him.
Look at that face. He's a softie right there.
Yeah, he sure is.
He was absolutely touched by the gesture.
His cheeks are matching his coat. That's how touched he is. He's blushing.
And in addition, my first question to him the next year, because we had gotten into a sidebar the previous year, my next question to him was about red wine. And he started just going off on red wine. Like, yeah, he goes, well,
I've got to lose some weight.
I've got to lose some weight. My wife and I went out to California. You ever gone out there?
My daughter got married.
You ever gone to the vineyards? I have. Oh, man. It was wine every day. And
good wine is vital.
Good wine is absolutely vital. Oh, this is off to a fine start. We're off to a good start.
I think if you took off the cap and you tried to pose like him, you actually do. The people in the chat are saying it. That angle of him, you kind of look like you're related a little bit.
I don't have the white Friar's haircut there.
No, you don't.
And I don't.
But you have a happy-go-lucky expression to like he does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about just look at the face. You have that look like.
Well, I have a full.
Today's going to be a good day.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
The expression.
Today's going to be a good day.
His expression says, you know what? Today is a good day.
How could it not be? He got a pastry to start his morning.
He took it with him.
He did take it with him.
He set it down next to him for the interviews, subsequent interviews. The box followed him.
Yeah.
He didn't give it to his sports information director. He kept it for himself.
My man is not averse to eating. I mean, look at him. I mean, I think he got up after that last interview and went, time to hit this pastry.
He's like, when do I have a break so I can?
So I can eat this
He went
pastry.
to Walt Deptula Station and he set it down.
My favorite part is after the whole thing, he's like, did you get this from the place over there? The one that everybody talks about?
Yes, and the Clemson safety saw it when we interviewed the Clemson safety, and he was like, "Oh, that's the place.
That's the real deal. That's the place." That's how that goes. It's why Tom and I are talking about perhaps he and I doing a show together at some point. I do think in the era of StreamYard, there it is.
A man and his pastry.
Oh, that's so good. I do think in the era of StreamYard and Zoom and, all the FaceTime and everything else that you can do as far as these videos and interviews. And I don't know, at 62, freshly fired after just 2 years on the job at Colorado State, is the time to call him. I think I may want to give him a little time. But once that time, whatever that may be, passes, I'm going to reach out to Adazio and I'm going to say, hey, man, let's you and me do 30 minutes on the JCS.
Yeah, well, let's send the fan base after. Everybody's in the chat right now watching on the social media platforms. Just take this video on YouTube, timestamp it, and send it to him and say, listen, the guys want you. He'll say, look at this. I remember these guys. You know what? I should.
Mm-hmm.
I should.
I don't know that we know how to get a hold of Adazio right now.
He probably has some Twitter account that somebody else set up for him, I would think.
4-12 in 2 seasons at Colorado State. Quote, the decision we have made today is not one we take lightly. That according to their AD, Joe Parker. I am grateful to Steve Adazio and his coaching staff for their steadfast commitment to our student athletes. This is gibberish. This is just stuff you have to say. Came to Colorado State from Boston College. We know that, where he served as head coach from 2013 to 2019. Prior to that, he was the head coach at Temple for the 2011-2012 seasons. Had success there, some success at BC. Things got wayward towards the end. Got the job with Colorado State. That didn't go well. 3-9, 6-game losing streak. Peace out. That's about that. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
Florida State University confirmed Wednesday that athletic director David Coburn will be retiring. In a statement, David Coburn said the program needs someone to be there for the long term and that now was a good time to step away and let the next generation take it from here. Coburn added that while he wanted to retire at the end of 2021, he will stay on until the end of the spring semester or until the position is filled, whichever comes sooner. People in Franklin County may soon be able to see a brand new island. The county is working to make the East Point Channel deep enough for boats to dock, which in turn will bring in more business and goods through the Apalachicola Bay. To do so, engineers will have to dig up the material under the water and put it someplace else. We're going to create an island, said county consultant Alan Pierce. We're going to plant it with marsh grass, and over time, other vegetation may grow on it. We just don't know yet, but it will be 26 acres of new land above sea level. The new island comes at a cost of $3 million. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at macklemoresystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with a high of 74. Winds out of the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows around 52. Daytime highs approaching 76 tomorrow. A blend of clouds and sun. Dry with temperatures above average Saturday and Sunday and highs in the mid-70s. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 75.
Our partners at ISF know you want to do amazing things. You have big ideas and goals for the future. For over 40 years, ISF has focused on solving the future for state government through strategy, process, and technology. As a national management and IT consulting firm, ISF has the expertise to transform strategies, refine processes, and implement solutions to lead you in today's changing environment. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit isf.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future. If you weren't the owner of Gordo's and all those wonderful restaurants, Eddie, what would you be doing?
You know, I think I'd want to be I don't know what I'd want to be, a boat captain or a cowboy.
You know how to use a lasso?
No.
You'd have to do that if you were a cowboy.
Yeah, but I've never even been on a horse. It's not my place to be on a horse.
I agree. And the horse thanks you. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Here's what you missed on the Greg Tish Show.
Charlie Crist, he's running for governor. To mention the governor, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. And we see it in presidential. We see it all the time. It's the new norm. Leave us on local. That it should be. It's like, hey, I'm running for this local seat.
Do you understand? I heard a statistic that like half of our population reads at like an 8th grade level.
And what is the other 2/3 grade at?
That means almost half does not. You're right.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
And I would note that if you're watching on Warchant TV, please like and subscribe. Your support means everything to us. It also helps others find what it is we do and grows the show. This is a partnership, a segment that we do every Thursday. I say this is a partnership, not because, you know how sometimes you see those Twitter ads that people do, they're like, ad, and then they have to hashtag it.
Yeah, hashtag partner.
No, but rather in this case, I wanted to create a fixed position feature for my friends at ISF because I got to know them and the professionals that work there, including some good friends, and what they do. And I'm learning more all the time about what they do. And I believe in them, and they believe in the show. And I would always encourage people to do business with people who do business with us. And so if you're in state government, for example, they get it at ISF that you want to do amazing things. You have big visions. You have goals for the future. You work hard to move your agency forward. And there are always unique challenges in doing so. And what ISF is, it's an IT and strategy firm. And so they got a 40-year track record. It's not just, fly-by-night thing. They've served state government, business clients, not just locally, but across the nation. So it's huge. It's huge. And they're experts in the government processes. They work with government agencies across the country. They have expertise in developing strategies, helping you become more efficient. And they solve the future through strategy, process, and technology. So they've worked with state agencies like yours. They take on projects, those challenges. It's an ever-evolving landscape of technology. They get it. They're right there at the forefront with you. And you can go and check them out at isf.com. Learn more about what they do that way, by the way. There's a lot more than what I'm telling you. But they'll pair your vision with their expertise and bring you brilliant ideas to life, your brilliant ideas to life. So Solving for the Future is the feature that we came up with together. And for this one, it's quite simple. It's straightforward. We're all immersed in it right now. We're loving it. It's busy. It's fun. It's great. It's like a bit like winning the lottery, or wishing that you would win the lottery, or contemplating what it would be like if you won the lottery. And that is to say, well, if I won this amount, I would do this, this, and this. I'd help these people. I'd give to this organization. I'd buy this house or this car. I'd go on this vacation. Everybody's played the game where you go down that rabbit hole of if I won the lottery. For Florida State, that lottery is transfer portal recruiting. This whole situation is about us watching this coaching staff, who we do believe have already succeeded in flipping the culture. At some point, though, it does really become not just about process, but about wins on the football field. And for that to happen, to solve that future, you've got to get better players, because you can only scheme up so much. You can only do so much with a positive attitude. You've got to have bigger, stronger, faster in order to win football games. You can be the greatest coach in the world. You can convince people that your process is the right process. Your methodology is the right methodology. But if the other team is bigger, stronger, and faster at very critical positions, you're going to lose despite that vision. This is where we are right now. We are right there, fork in the road. Do you get better after having improved all that other stuff I just alluded to? Do you find a way to now grasp victory in these moments where the game is hard fought, and you can fall back on not just the mantras, the mindset, the hard work, but the talent, Let your guys make plays. Solving for the Future is what Mike Norvell and his coaching staff are out trying to do right now. And it's never been a more important time, at least in the modern version of Florida State football, than right now, because you have a chance. Florida has stumbled a bit. Miami has been lost in the wilderness for some time. Clemson's feeling more and more gettable. There is massive amounts of transition in the sport. You got to make good decisions. Athletic director, coach, coaching staff, players, this is it. And frankly, I think every day we come to work, you go to work wherever it is you are, you read warchant.com, you listen to the Jeff Cameron Show, you listen to Wake Up Warchant, and everything else in between. And you say, all right, are we getting what we need to grasp those victories next year in the close games? Are we getting what we have to move forward and be an 8-9 win team and embark on what we think will be a run at a conference championship, which without question has been proven can lead directly to a college football playoff berth and a national championship.
Yeah, for Florida State at this particular time in its football program's history, this is a really important moment.
Vital.
These 2 weeks, really, these 2 weeks. You could extend it out if you want to, but closing the deal on a lot of these prospects and then maybe, convincing one or two more at key positions that as high schoolers, this is where you want to be. But then it's never been a more complex time in the whole sport. If you look at the history of it and all the things that you got to consider, if this was an equation, you'd have three new variables with how this season specifically, the coaching carousel is played out and the havoc that's going on in our region of the country for the Southeastern Conference teams and ACC teams that are located in the Southeast itself. Then you have the transfer portal. And you also have the variable that this is the first time we've gone through all of those things at once. Willie had a chance for a year to recruit to the December early signing period. Now, he whiffed immensely because he thought we could get 5 stars. Then we got blown out in any game that mattered. So they all went away and we didn't have any backup plans. But he had the early signing day for one season. This time around, you've had a non-dead period since, April? So you've had about 8 months, 7-8 months to actually be able to physically talk to these recruits. That's important. But then also you have to consider that along with the transfer portal, which is like the Disney Fast Pass. I know they got a different name for it now, but it's like the Fast Pass to improving your program because all transfer portal kids are not grad transfers with only one season.
Right. You got some kids.
You've got multi-year prospects. So you have to go to the whiteboard with all of these pieces. You only have so many spots available and you've got to say, how can we get better the fastest and how can we get better for the long term? Professional organizations do this all the time. You have your long-term signings.
Preach it, Tom Wayne.
You've got your draft. You've got your draft team, your scouts. And then you also have free agency. We're doing all of that at once in a 2-week span. And he's got to be able to be the guy who hops on the plane to see all these kids, shake all these hands to make all these things work. It's crazy. You need a logistics firm for all this stuff.
You need ISF. There's no doubt. That's how you get it done.
That's the point I'm arriving to.
I think so. I want to put a ribbon on this point in this segment before we come back and give you a game for the night to have a little fun with. I've already given you a multitude of games, but here you go. I read from Brett McMurphy's tweet. These are unrelated items, but they will make you smile as we enter break. Multiple Miami athletic director candidates told Action Network UM search is, quote, a mess. With more than 50 board of trustees and several donors involved, quote, everyone is in charge, and yet no one is in charge. They don't know what they want to do with Manny Diaz. Half would like him gone. The other half want him to stay. Shame. Shame to see that level of disorganization and frustration there at Miami. Just an aside. Come back, wrap it up momentarily. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Hi, Chris Kraft for the Kraft Brothers dealerships. By now, we've all heard that used car prices are through the roof. So your car, yes, the car you're probably driving right now, is worth more at Kraft Nissan Infiniti than anywhere else in North Florida. Every day we buy cars from customers, or they trade up. They come into our dealerships telling us that dealers offer them over Kelley Blue Book price. Forget that. At Kraft, we threw out the Kelley Blue Book prices months ago. With over 100 years combined experience, our appraisers know the market. They offer you the right price, which is always more money than you'd get anywhere else. So you can sell Kraft your car for holiday cash right now or get maximum savings when you trade in for a new car. Why right now? Because on January 1st, your car has a birthday. It's officially a year older. So I've challenged the Kraft appraisers to raise the roof on appraisals. So you see, we get a big factory bonus if we sell 200 more cars by year end, and we're close. It's simple. You buy from us and we share our year bonus with you in the form of higher trade-in prices and bigger discounts. But you better hurry because time is ticking on 2021. Kraft Nissan and Infiniti, both on Mahan Drive.
For over 5 years now, McGowan's Hops and Grapes out in Bannerman Crossing has shown us not only what excellent service is, but what excellent food is. They've got their bacon flights, they have their shareables, they have their BLTs. Yes, I said BBLT, I didn't stutter. They also have a tremendous draft beer selection and a fantastic wine selection that the owners pick out personally. McGowan's Hops and Grapes is the place to go. Great food and great people. Go visit them today out in Bannerman Crossing in Northeast Tallahassee.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Live and living color and totally free. Subscribe to Warchant TV on YouTube, the digital home of Warchant.com. From the practice field to pregame and the phone calls afterwards, Warchant's YouTube channel is home to live programming like Seminole Headlines, Wake Up Warchant, The Jeff Cameron Show, as well as Trench Talk, a live Q&A with Noles offensive lineman Devontae Love-Taylor. Just search Warchant on YouTube and click or tap the subscribe button. That's it. It's totally free. Warchant TV on YouTube. Just another reason we're the ultimate Seminole sports source.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Hey, Big Daddy, having some Red Russians tonight?
We'll know in about 47 seconds.
To an open wing. It's picked up by Dowdy, an empty net. He scores.
Hot damn, Big Daddy's done it again. Red Russians all around, Teddy.
All right, Big Daddy.
La, 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 la. All right, man, I'm going to do this. Here you go in advance. I give you a bunch of games today. It is, after all, Redemption Thursday, so I don't have to give you too much more for tonight. But you want to get in on it early before the number continues to change. Inclement weather warning. Patriots, Bills.
Oh, Monday night.
Under 44. Get it now.
Woo!
Get it now. Windy, cold, snowy. Patriots defense. Under 44 is the play if you're hitting the...
in the last 2 days, we got a Monday night future and a Thursday night future. Like a week from tonight, you've already got your play.
Got to get in early, baby. Got to get in early. You want an NBA game tonight, guys? Why don't we go fishing these waters, huh? I don't know. I don't feel good about that. That's not good. Not going to do it. Sorry. Teaser. My apologies. I had it in my head. Like I could give this. I've been doing all right with the NBA lately. I credit my son, who's so into it nowadays that I end up watching a lot of games with him, like at least a half, and then he'll watch the rest in his room before he goes to bed. And I'll usually flip over. You know what I was doing? Last night? It was 20 seconds. 20 seconds to tell you what I was doing last night.
That's correct.
I was watching MLB
15
Network's
seconds.
countdown to the damn lockout, which we're going to have to talk about at some
10
point.
seconds.
Good work out of you. Good work, Director Matthew. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be well. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Live Nation.